Recently, I heard my old friend Justin noodling around with this song, and it reminded me of how much I've always liked it. So I decided that when I got back to Clearbrook Studio, I would record the song. So here it is. It's a quintessential, homesick, lonely country blues called Detroit City. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. Oh, how I wanna go home. Last night I went to sleep in Detroit City. I dreamed about those cotton fields and home. I dreamed about my mother, dear old papa, sister, and brother. And I dreamed about the girl who's been waiting for so long. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. Oh, how I wanna go home. Home folks think I'm big in Detroit City. From the letters that I write, they think I'm fine. 'Cause by day I make the cars, but by night I make the bars. Oh, if only they could read between the lines. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. Oh, how I wanna go home. I rode a freight train north to Detroit City. But after all these years, I've just been wasting my time. So I'll take my foolish pride, get on a southbound train and ride, and go back to my loved ones, oh, the ones I left behind. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. Oh Lord, how I wanna go home. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. Lord, how I wanna go home. The song is written by Mel Tillis and Danny Dill. The top 10 version of the song was recorded in 1962 by Bobby Bare, but you knew that. Bobby Bare won the 1963 Grammy Award for Best Country Recording for this song. Then, just 4 years or so later, 1967, Tom Jones had a big hit with this song. Sidebar, you ever noticed how much Tom Jones' movements on stage resemble those of Elvis Presley? There's a reason for that, and you can bet I'm going to tell you the reason. Elvis was about 5 years older than Tom Jones, and coming up in the business, Tom Jones always idolized Elvis Presley. So when they both wound up in Las Vegas as headliners somewhere in the mid-'60s, Tom Jones had become friends with Elvis somewhere along the line in their careers, and was frequently invited to the infamous all-night parties that would take place in Elvis's locked suite up on the top of the building after the shows. When the show was over at midnight or 2 o'clock or whenever it was over, Elvis and all of his Memphis Mafia would gather up all the women in the place that they could, and they'd head up to the suite. And Tom Jones would come too. He would finish his set down the street somewhere, and he would come, and they would do whatever they did up there. But one of the things they apparently did a lot of is sing all through the night. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, they'd be singing. They'd sing duets, they'd sing separately, whatever. And while they're singing, they're watching each other's movements. And so either intentionally or unintentionally, their movements began to resemble each other more and more and more. Now, the King died, of course, in 1977, but Tom Jones is still performing. So if you have a chance to see Tom Jones live or on television, kind of squint your eyes a little, and I think you'll see that he's still channeling his idol in his body movements. Mel Tillis and Danny Dill wrote 3 verses to this song, but the third verse was spoken for some reason. And Bobby Bare recorded it that way, and Tom Jones recorded it that way. You can type in Detroit City up there in the search box and check out Bobby Bare's version and Tom Jones' version. And you'll see that they do the identical or virtually identical spoken third verse. I didn't like the way that fit the song. I thought it impeded the flow of the song, but it had too many words to fit the melody structure, the beat structure of the song. So I, with apologies to Mel Tillis and Danny Dill, I edited that third verse down until it fit the song structure and made it into a sung third verse. I rode a freight train north to Detroit City, but after all these years I've just been wasting my time. So I'll take my foolish pride, get on a southbound train and ride, and go back to my loved ones, oh, the ones I left behind. I wanna go home, I wanna go home, Lord, how I wanna go home. I think the song flows better if the third verse is done in song rather than in spoken narrative, but you can decide that for yourself. In any case, thanks for dropping by, and so long.